Because you are alarming the public.
No. Which section of the law? You give me the section of the law, I'll quite happily move.
You just need...
Beg your pardon?
Welcome back. Today's video shows an auditor filming a council building from a public footpath, completely legal. But within minutes, police showed up, called him a terrorism risk, threatened to seize his camera, and followed him when he tried to walk away. A simple moment turned into a totally unnecessary confrontation.
Can I help you?
No, not at all, thanks.
I'm just wondering what you're doing.
I've just explained to one of the civic enforcement officers I'm filming.
What are you filming?
Anything I can see from public.
Right, and is there a reason behind that?
It's for a story.
Right, okay. Can I take your details, please?
What would you like my details for?
Because obviously in the interests of public safety and everything like that, when somebody is out filming and having a look around public buildings,
right,
we have a duty of care,
right,
to check you out.
What, a duty of care to whom?
To the general public.
I'm part of the general public?
Yes.
I don't have to give you my details then?
He answered honestly. He was filming public buildings, nothing illegal, nothing suspicious. But that wasn't enough. She demanded his personal details under duty of care. Here's the thing, duty of care doesn't give police the right to demand your identity just because you have a camera.
What's the issue?
There isn't an issue.
I'm just wondering why he's filming public buildings.
Yeah, why?
I'm perfectly entitled to film anything I can... Hang on, wait a minute. I'm perfectly entitled to film anything I can see from a public place, including council buildings that are owned by the public.
Okay, we have concerns about public safety.
And your concerns are?
We don't know who you are.
That's
and what
not a concern.
Links it is.
It isn't.
In the day and age that we are in.
Are you accusing me of being a terrorist?
I'm not accusing anybody of anything. But
do you have reasonable suspicion to believe that I'm up to anything other than?
I don't know what you're up to.
Go on to Google filming in public. It'll and even legislation.
Don't tell me what I need to do.
Right. Well, don't tell me that I need to give my details when I know that I don't. Okay. Can I ask you to identify yourself? You haven't got any numbers on your pellets?
1,000.
1,000. And name?
Sarah Bainbridge.
And yours?
2629. You're also on body cam.
Yeah, that's fine. And you're based here?
Yes.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, I'm based out of Darlington.
Right, okay, excellent. Hello there.
Oh, yeah, you're all right.
Hello.
This gentleman is filming. He's now refusing to give any details. And
I'm not obliged to.
I can't understand why he's out filming buildings, council buildings, refusing to give any details in light of the incidents that we're having around the area at the moment.
And those incidents, whatever they may be, no concern of mine, nothing to do with me.
But I don't know who you are, and I can't check you out.
Well, you don't need to.
Yes, I do, because I have a duty of care to the
I'll
public.
tell you what it is, mate. It's anti-terrorism.
There's no terrorist threat at the moment.
But I don't know who you are.
What do you mean there's no terrorist threat? At the moment, we're still on high.
A second officer shows up, and instead of calming things down, he doubles down. He brings up the UK terrorism threat level. But that's not how it works. Threat levels don't give police extra street powers. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act requires reasonable suspicion, real, specific suspicion. Not just a camera. Not just a public building. Using terrorism as a reason without legal grounds isn't protection, it's an abuse of authority.
No terrorist threat at the moment, and nor has there been over the past 5 years, towards any public buildings.
That's a lie, because there was one yesterday, actually.
Was there? Well, I wasn't aware of that.
Well,
where was
there
that?
you go.
So where was that?
We don't know.
So here?
Yes, it was actually.
Right.
Yeah, there's one to the council officers as well.
Right. In Darlington?
By an unknown male.
Right.
There was a bomb hoax yesterday.
Was there?
At 11 o'clock yesterday, yesterday morning.
Right.
By an unknown male at one of the council buildings for us that could possibly be you.
Right. Well, that's nothing to do with me. No concern of mine.
How do we know that?
Well, were they still outside with a mobile phone?
Look, we're not getting into this.
Well,
I am now asking you to leave the area because I feel that you...
On what grounds?
Because you are alarming the public.
No. Which section of the law? You give me the section of the law, I'll quite happily move.
You just need...
Beg your pardon? I'm just
I never said one word.
His response is simple but powerful. Tell me the legal power you're using, and I'll cooperate. Under Pace Code A, that's not even a big ask. Officers are legally required to state their power, explain their grounds, and give their name and station. But when he asks, silence. No clear answer. That pause alone reveals there was no solid legal basis to begin with.
You liar. I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm not going to talk to anybody.
That's all right, 'cause we're filming you as well.
That's fine. It's public.
Just stand
It's
here
perfectly
until
okay.
you move out of the
It's
way.
okay, perfectly okay to film in public, which is what I was explaining to your colleague.
Right.
I'll just stand here.
You can stand there as long as you want. So apparently there was a bomb hoax yesterday in Darlington. I didn't see anything in the media. However, it might just have been overlooked. The architecture on those buildings is quite similar to those ones. And that's 1903. It doesn't say on the front of this building when this was built. But the architecture, like I say, is quite similar. I know it used to be a school, and pretty been stalked by an officer.
You gave me your details, and I could
Right, so
be happy that there is
my
nothing
details,
untoward.
my details won't give you any other information.
I would like to check you out so that I am happy that I can leave you unattended on the side of the road.
You've got no.
She insists she can't leave without knowing who he is. But let's check the actual law. Section 50 of the Police Reform Act needs antisocial behavior. Section 1 of PACE needs suspicion of crime-linked items. Section 43 of the Terrorism Act needs terrorism suspicion. None of these apply to a man filming a public building. When no legal power applies, there is no authority to demand your identity. Simple as that.
No, you've got no actual reason other than curiosity as to why I'm filming to be stood here
I want
asking.
to know who you are
Well,
to make sure.
I don't have to identify myself, and you're well aware of that. I know the law just as much
very
as you.
shortly, I will to prevent a breach of the peace.
You can't prevent a breach of the police
can prevent
if
a breach
none
of
was
the
going
peace.
to take place. I'm not breaching anybody's peace.
I have colleagues and members of the council staff who are very concerned about why you were out here filming in light of the incidents
I'm
yesterday.
filming a story. I'm not filming in light of those incidents.
Well,
those incidents weren't even known to me until you made them aware.
Prove or negate either way. All I want is your details to make sure that no members of the public are a threat
They're
by
not.
you. Well,
My details wouldn't give you any more information about that.
people tell me every day
Well,
how good they are.
I'm not saying I'm not saying.
threat.
Hang on, I'm not saying I'm good. What I'm saying, I'm not denying either way.
Everybody says all the time with interactions with the police, it wasn't me.
That's because
I'm no threat.
That's because your interaction, instead of accepting what I'm doing is perfectly legal, is to cite laws that don't exist. Say that
cited a law that doesn't
you
exist.
told me that you were going to move me. You can't move me without that section, without the powers under a section.
Now she tries a different angle, breach of the peace. But here's what that actually means. It's a common law power that only applies when violence is happening or about to happen. Look at the situation. No violence, no disorder, no threat. Just a calm man with a camera. Feeling uneasy about a situation doesn't meet the threshold. A real, immediate risk of harm does. That bar simply wasn't reached here.
I have reasonable grounds to believe you.
If you're asking me to move,
Yes.
right, and you can state me a section of the law, I'll move quite happily. That's a perfectly reasonable request.
It's fine because we've got supervision
Do you
coming in.
understand what the current levels of threat at the moment?
Right, if there has
You know
been,
what the word evident means, I'm sure you do. You seem like an intelligent
if there
person.
has been a threat yesterday of some sort, then yes, I can understand.
Right. So
But
now you understand.
but I wasn't aware of that until you told me.
Right.
And
So now that's why we need your details.
well, you don't need my details.
Yes, we do.
So do you have the details whoever it was who you spoke to yesterday?
You know what's going to happen, right? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen. You're going to end up getting arrested.
For what?
Right? Listen,
For
we're
what?
speaking to a supervision at the moment, okay? Based on the current threat levels and the incident that happened
now we'll
yesterday,
get an
that
order out.
ended up getting seized, okay, under the terrorism laws, Okay.
Your body cameras will also be made public knowledge to me, and I'll use them.
That's fine. I want to know.
I just can't see why you're being so obstructive.
I'm not being obstructive at all.
Yeah,
I'm not obliged. No, there's no obstruction because I'm not obliged by law to give you, unless you reasonably assume. I don't need to because it wouldn't go to court. You'd be looking at a lawsuit.
Threats of arrest. Camera seizure under terrorism laws. It sounds serious, but is it lawful? Under Section 43, a camera can only be seized if there's reasonable suspicion it contains evidence of terrorism. Footage of a public building doesn't qualify. Photography in public is legal and protected. When seizure is threatened without proper grounds, it's not enforcement, it's overreach.
Being obstructive, I don't care.
I'm not being obstructive at all. Refusing to give my details when being asked is not an obstruction.
You've asked for our details, okay?
Because I'm, as a member of the public, and you've been civil servant, you are legally obliged to give me those details upon request.
You've obviously got nothing else better to do.
Well, but that's my concern, not yours.
Yeah.
Filming is a perfectly legal activity.
Because we don't know why you are filming.
But I've told you why I'm filming, for a story.
A story for what?
For YouTube, for my blog.
Right, so who are you?
I don't have to identify myself. And you're well aware of the law regarding identification, stop and search powers and procedures.
It's fine. At the moment, my colleagues are on to senior officers so that we can have a power of stop and search to get your details.
Good luck with that. You're detaining me.
I'm not detaining you.
So you just said to me I'm not going anywhere at the minute.
Listen, where do you intend to go next? Because I'm just going to follow you, right?
That's no concern of yours.
Right, well listen, I'm just going to follow you because we need to speak to you about what you're doing.
You can follow me wherever you like, but don't tell me that I'm not going anywhere because that's a threat of detainment unlawfully.
You're not going anywhere, and I'll follow you wherever you go. That's what the officer says. But here's the legal reality. Detention isn't defined by handcuffs or the word arrest. It's defined by one simple question: is this person free to leave? If the answer is no, lawful grounds are required. Mixed signals don't change that. Restricting someone's movement, even indirectly, is still detention.
Right, listen. Would you like to come back round to the police station while we speak to you?
No, I don't need to.
You don't need to? Right, where are you going now?
I'm not telling you.
I'm going to follow you then, okay?
You follow me.
Okay.
The encounter ends, but the story doesn't. A complaint is filed, and the result includes data protection training for the officers involved. That alone confirms something went wrong. And this is exactly why formal channels matter. Professional standards departments exist for this reason. Camera footage can be legally requested and used as evidence. This case followed a pattern seen far too often: no clear legal power, but full pressure for compliance. Duty of care stretched. Terrorism invoked without basis. Breach of the peace with no violence in sight. Meanwhile, the auditor stayed calm, asked the right questions, and left when no lawful detention existed. That's the takeaway: know your rights, stay composed, and let the law do the work.